love-hate relationship of Chinese and Philippines. All throughout the years, Chinese and Philippines are bound undeniably with each other, whether as Filipinos and our Chinese neighbor, like it or not. Before the 20th century, the relationship was warm and cordial.
But now, both countries are experiencing fiery allegations against each other, which are linked to the South China Sea and the West Philippine Sea.
The relationship of the two countries has been lately revolving around the territorial disputes of the West Philippine Sea, which escalated since the naval standoff of the Scarborough Shoal in April 2012.
And aggravated by issue of unlawful occupations such as sending vessels and big fishing boats, establishment of infrastructures that collects expensive losses that us Filipinos should have been the one consuming it, and incidents of intrusions and encroachment within the Philippines Exclusive Economic Zone, or EEZ. Although the territorial dispute have been in the spotlight for years, this should not hinder the two countries from maintaining cooperation in other areas, given the wide-ranging and comprehensive ties between the Philippines and China. Other aspects in the relations, such as the mentioned in this paper, should prompt them to cooperate for their mutual benefit.
The bilateral trade of Philippines and China is not just legal, but according to the Philippine Department of Trade and Industry, it reached $14.6 billion. Also, the top and growing capitalists here in the Philippines are immigrants from China, or Chinese who are branching out here, such as the very recent Tico Telecommunications Company and the Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators. Also, the owner of our very favorite shopping spots are Chinese, such as Shoe Mart and Robinsons. These negotiations are found fishy by some analysts. Thus, they say that Philippines is a province of China, which means that we are a dog on a leash, following China's commands.
However, despite these ill feelings in between, it is still very evident that we are marked within the traditions, culture, and belief. Some of them even found Philippines as their safe haven and eventually settled this tantalizing gift of nature, full of vividness like Caroline and her dad in the story. Instead of wearing black during burial, this changed to white to lessen the sorrow of the family. We eat siomai, kikiam, and other street foods, and even use chapstick to feel the modern spirit. Some of our brothers and sisters are now getting ready for the upcoming Chinese New Year and are now practicing the dragon dance. Filipinos are now even starting their own little business, as we learned from their success story in starting from scratch. We really share a common denominator with this country. Thus, we have been a significant part in writing each other's history that no one can erase, rewrite, nor forget. Hopefully, the bloody imperialism and colonialism in the Philippines before will not have a sequel. Let us pray for the settlement of all unconcealed issues and hope that the facts that they are prioritizing us on the list of the recipient of the COVID-19 vaccine and the strong friendship between President Xi Jinping and Rodrigo Roa III is not a covert operation but a sign that staged toxic relationship and the present has hope for peace, reconciliation, and of course love. After all, the bond and peace of China and Philippines is not just for the sake of our ASEAN leaders or the Filipinos and Chinese, but it is for the sake of the world peace.